Welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call. Let's begin the day with a lot of stocks in focus. And one of the big stocks today could be Coal India because the company has approved a price increase of 8% over the existing notified prices. And this is the first big price increase we've seen in a long time. Vivek is here to give us the latest on that. Vivek, over to you.
Well, good morning. Absolutely right. It's a much anticipated move after the wage revision agreement that was signed. The street was awaiting a price hike that would come through as far as Coal India is concerned. Like you mentioned, 8% increase as far as high-grade coal of grades G2 to G10, basically G11 onwards, which is the power sector. There has not been any price hike that has been indicated. So what the company says is that this particular year, they will earn an incremental 2,700 crores worth of revenue for the balance of FY24. Now, what is the proportion of volumes at Coal India production will actually be impacted by this? Almost 30% of the volumes would be impacted. So it's a positive development. In fact, Nuvama has written a note on this particular development. Basically, what they're saying is that grades G11 onwards, which are largely used by the power companies, are beyond the scope of this particular hike. Hike implies almost a 3% hike as far as the FSA prices are concerned, and they have gone ahead and raised their FY24 EBITDA estimates by close to 7%.
All right, Vivek, thank you very much for that. So, Coal India is a stock to watch this morning. We, by the way, will ask Ashish Kejriwal of Nuvama Institutional Equities how much he's upgraded his Coal India earnings estimates by, and that conversation will come up in just a bit from now. But let's focus on Sun Pharma. Ekta is here to tell us why. Ekta, morning.
Thanks for that. Well, yes, it's definitely positive news for Sun Pharma because they've announced that China's regulator, which is the NMPA or the National Medical Products Administration, has approved tildrakizumab injection or Ilumetri. Now, what exactly is that? Is that it is a part of their specialty business which is sold in other markets as Ilumya, which is used for plaque psoriasis or severe plaque psoriasis. Now, with regards to this Chinese approval, Sun has a 15-year out-licensing agreement with the pharma company CMS. This particular innovative drug is important because it's already being sold globally by Sun in other markets such as US, Japan, Canada. Like I mentioned, it's branded under Ilumya and is one of the biggest selling drugs for Sun in their specialty portfolio. It generated $477 million in FY23 and they've guided that that will be one of the key drivers in FY24 as well. Remember that the street is extremely bullish on Sun's specialty franchise and China could be the largest market for them outside of the US for this particular drug. Hence, you can expect the stock to be in the green today.
Okay, so that's some good news coming in for Sun Pharma. Ekta, thanks very much for that. Let's move on to HDFC Life. Abhishek, tell us more. We're expecting a block deal today to take place?
Well, it's a clean-out trade that might happen in trading session today. So, but then Mauritius Holdings is looking to sell their entire stake in HDFC Life. The offer price is between 563 per share to 585 per share, which is a discount of up to 3.75% if at all they give a discount. So, the offer size is for 3.57 crore shares or about 1.66% of the holding. So, that's the entire holding that they have in HDFC Life. So, the size of this deal could be about 2010 crores. It's a clean out trade because this is the last tranche of holding by Aberdeen in HDFC Life. Buffer Securities is the broker to the issue. Back to you.
All right, Abhishek, thanks very much for that. Let's go back to Vivek, who's standing by with Sona BLW. Vivek, morning again.
Well, that's right. So, Sona BLW, expect a lot of volatility on this particular name today. So, as per our sources, what we understand is that a pretty large block deal is expected in the stock today. Total size of the block is almost 950 crore and the base size is 600, with the remainder being an upsized green shoe option. The floor price at which the block is expected to take place is at 500 rupees a share, and the promoter entity, that is Aureus Investment, is looking to sell up to 3.25% stake in the company. Remember, they held almost 33% stake at the end of the March quarter. Now, what is more interesting is that towards the second half of the trading session, remember, effective tomorrow, the stock will be part of the MSCI Standard Index. So, analysts are anticipating inflows of close to $175 million in the stock today. So, expect volatility on both sides in this particular name today.
Okay, thanks a lot, Vivek, for that. But I'm watching Mankind Pharma very closely because this is the first quarter after listing that the company has reported numbers and they're looking very good. Ekta is here to tell us more about that. Torrent Pharma is also on her list. Ekta, over to you.
Well, I'll start with the older one, Torrent Pharma, which is actually considered a peer to Mankind. So Torrent Pharma, largely inline set of numbers, revenue up 17%, estimates for 16% growth, margins 29%, bang in line with estimates. Profit also 330 crores, Street was anticipating 326 crores. India continues to grow, it was up 22% year on year. US markets were flat, Q on Q, $34 million, impacted by price erosion. Brokers are positive, Nirmal Bang, buy, target price 1717. Branded business growth remains intact according to them. Antique, they maintain a buy, they've hiked their target price as well. According to them, the Curatio integration plus OTC foray, which is over-the-counter drugs, will aid margins going forward for Torrent. Mankind, first quarter after listing and no surprises, revenue up 19%, EBITDA 416.6 crores, margins 20.3% versus 16.5% and profit 285 crores. Chronic segment, which is around 35% of their sales in India. Remember, they get 97% of their sales from India. So chronic segment grew 25% versus the industry growth of 15%. So that's growing rapidly for them. Consumer healthcare, which is basically all your brands which you know, such as Prega News, etc. That business was up 10% on a year-on-year basis.
All right, so solid show from Mankind. Ekta, thanks for the details there, both on Torrent and Mankind Pharma. We're not done yet with the earnings. Manglam's rounding up some more of the interesting numbers. Manglam.
Well, I have three on my list today. We start with Lemon Tree. It's the highest ever quarterly EBITDA margins, revenue, as well as the net profit that the company has reported. The good run for all the hotel companies, continues. The stock has seen a big rally, not just this month, over the last 1 year or so as well. Revenue is 111% higher. The EBITDA, hold your breath, 550% higher, margins upwards of 55% as well, and the net profit at 59 crores versus a loss of 39 crores. Their average revenues per user is up around 29% versus pre-COVID levels. The occupancy also has increased both quarter on quarter and year on year. The other one is All Cargo. Any company that has anything to do with the sea this time around has reported a decline, and that's largely because ocean freight yields are down 30% year on year, and the ocean freight index itself is down 77% year on year. And as a result of which, All Cargo's revenue is down 38%, EBITDA down 63%, and the net profit down 75%. See red out there. And weakness is what we've seen on Patanjali Foods as well. The weak business in their core edible oils business, and the FMCG business has grown as per expectations, but 18% overall revenue growth was largely led by the FMCG business. EBITDA has actually dipped by 20%, and the net profit actually has increased largely because of lower finance costs and lower tax outgo as well. If you just take a look at their segments, edible oil EBIT actually declined by 62%. Food business tripled over the last year.
All right, Mangalam, thanks very much for that. Prestige Estates, we will be speaking with the management a little later, but let's get the numbers out. Sonal is here. There's news flow as well. Sonal, over to you. Morning.
Good morning, Prashant. Well, of course, we knew the pre-sales and the bookings number already, and they were at a record high in FY23. But quickly taking you through them yet again, 25% higher is the number on total sales at 12,931 crore rupees. Collections have also risen by 31% to come in at 9,805 crore rupees. The company has made acquisitions in two commercial properties. The balance 50% stake that they had to buy. The first is in Prestige BKC Realtors, where the acquisition has been done from DB Group. Here they will be taking up their stake from 50 to 100%, and the consideration is around 979 crore rupees. The second acquisition is in Turf Estate Joint Venture LLP. Again, here they are raising it from 50 to 100%, and the total consideration is 198 crore rupees. So a little over 1,000 crore rupees is what they are paying for these two acquisitions. So we'll get more details on why they did it and more outlook as well. We'll be speaking to the management very soon.
All right, thanks a lot for that. So as Sonal told you, we'll be catching the management at 9:30 a.m. on Bazaar today. So you don't want to miss out on that one. In any case, real estate stocks have been the big movers in trade. All right, here's a quick recap of our top stocks. Stocks with positive news flow. There's Coal India, Sun Pharma, HDFC Life, Torrent Pharma, Mankind Pharma, Prestige Estates and Lemon Tree Hotels, while stocks with negative news flow, Sona BLW, All Cargo Logistics and Patanjali Foods. But there's also another big development in the commodities market. You had a sharp slide in crude prices overnight, about 3-4%. Let's find out more. Manisha Gupta joins in for all the action there. Manisha, morning.
Morning, Sonia. Thank you for that. Well, yes, we have seen 4% of a decline in the crude oil prices, and we are back below $70 a barrel for the WTI crude prices. And with this, the crude prices have declined by 9% for the month of May itself. While the markets are awaiting cues for the raising U.S. debt ceiling deal there, we already are working with the China manufacturing PMI data slipping for a second straight month in the month of May. The Chinese numbers all have been on the weaker side, that has been weighing. And apart from that, it is the June 4th OPEC and allies meeting, which the street is watching out for. Apart from that, the CME Fed tool shows that there is now a 65% chance of a 25 basis point rate hike on 13th and 14th of June. That is when the next US Fed meeting is. So ahead of that, there is some profit taking that we've seen come in for longs. It is a decline that you are seeing in metals as well. Most of them have seen 1 to 2.5% of a decline overnight. The only thing that's trading in positive right now is gold. Apart from that, most of the metals have started Asia on a weaker note.
All right, well, Manisha, we'll keep an eye out on oil prices, important, and it's got so much, it shows up in so many places if prices go up or down. We'll take a very quick break here. We'll connect with Ashish Kejriwal of Nuvama Institutional Equities, and we talk about that coal price increase, the FSA price increase which Coal India is affected. We also have Devin Choksi of KR Choksi to talk about other stocks, results, non-results, and what should be in action today. Stay with us.